Smastian here, and welcome back to another episode of the Road to Atlas, where this time we've finished the work order on all of our light mechs, and having finished that, we'll go take a look at the contract screen and see what there is in store for us right now. A financial report has come and gone, and so we've lost another 300-ish, 377-ish thousand sea bills. And so, I think we need to turn that around a little and purchase some, or at least sell off some parts that are going to be a bit better for us. First, however, we need to salvage those parts. Either way, now that we have our 4 light mechs, the Venom now being kitted out with a reasonable selection of lasers, a medium pulse and 2 small X pulses, well, 2 medium pulses, we feel that it is now going to be a lot easier for us to engage in effective combat. So, we're taking out what is a full skull lance on a half skull mission, which means, as usual, that we're going to be going up against more enemies than we can really handle. However, a slight change of plan is that I'm going to put Blorx in the Venom, given that he has a higher gunnery skill than Medusa. And Medusa, we're going to put in the Wasp, because he is able to dodge better than the rest of the 3 of us. So, with that out of the way, let's drop into this capture base mission. See how it goes. Before we actually go land in the combat zone, a slight thing I wanted to address about the previous episode and its massive length. I will in future, I think, be cutting down on a lot of the in-between stuff, so I don't think I'll be showcasing actual mech reassembly or refittings. I will instead just give you a SparkNote sort of rundown of what went on behind the scenes. And I'll try to keep this show more about the combat engagements more so than anything else. With that said, let's drop in.
Command interface initiated.
So already we see 2 objective markers, and one of them is a destroy defensive turrets marker. Okay, so it's telling us outright that there are defensive turrets, which I hope means that there is not going to be a supporting lance as well. Or that if one does come in, it's going to come in after I start capturing the base.
Full speed, no shooting. Got it.
So, the best way to approach this base is from this angle, where we can use some of the tree cover in order to mitigate incoming damage from the base turrets.
Yes, Commander.
And so we'll rotate around to the left.
Full throttle.
We're still dealing with that cold a bit. It's largely just in its final stages.
Throttle down.
But it's almost over, and we'll be back to standard speaking voice before too long, I hope.
Orders.
There it is. Cool. So, we have the turrets spotted on radar. None of them should have a line of sight on us, so that much is good.
My way. Double time.
But we do have the additional problem that, well, we aren't
Ready for orders.
going to have many opportunities to hide once we do get within range. Okay,
Commander.
how to approach this? Let's keep getting our guys closer so that we can get an alpha strike in all at once, rather than, like, any piecemeal sort of nonsense.
Consider it done.
So that means Medusa also has to move up. I think here you should still remain unspotted.
On the move. Full speed.
And we're going to reserve, 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 done. Now,
Yeah?
now's the moment of truth. We'll start off by running Blorks over to here and trying to take down this laser sniper turret.
You're fine.
Pretty horrendous damage spread, but we'll follow it up with
Full throttle.
a salvo from the javelin. And
Ready for orders.
let's take it out with Fang in the Pirate's Bane.
Confirmed. Firing.
Cool. That's done.
Moved. Aye, aye.
Now we sprint Medusa forward.
Copy that.
And, well, just dump in some damage.
All weapons are go.
Hopefully our evasion is going to be high enough that we avoid a lot of the incoming fire.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Okay. One turret sensor locked, one turret missed completely. And the other turret dumped a lot of MRMs into the side of the Venom. And the reinforcements have come in a lot sooner than I was expecting. However, they're not on our radar yet, so
What's up, Commander?
we're not too bent out of shape by this. We're going to continue this whole fiasco,
Giving them everything I've got.
trying to melt turrets with lasers. Let me get one in a single salvo this time,
That turret is good.
and that's where the enemies are. So, we have to deal with this rather rapidly. So, we might as well capture the base in the meantime.
Full throttle.
Now, which of these should we target next? MRMs or medium lasers? I think MRMs.
All weapons committed.
Okay, Fang, I think you should be able to take that one down. But first we'll get a bit of help in from Medusa.
Let her rip.
Okay, good. Medusa manages to take it out.
One less turret.
Alright, seems like an extended range small laser or a tagging system
Standing by.
was fired at us. Not a big problem.
On it.
So let's just get Fang into position. Get him to dump as many rounds into that light laser turret as possible. And, yeah. Okay. It decided to target the javelin, which I'm fine with.
Damage minimal.
And now,
Ready for
that's
orders.
been dealt with, let's move a bit
Firing full complement.
and continue firing. And let's remember to watch our heat on this mech, given that its
Turret.
heat sinking is somewhat poor in comparison to what it once used to be. Crap.
Warning.
Now, I'm a bit mad about that because the white, after jumping, still got a PPC hit off. And we don't like that. We don't like that because PPCs do a lot of damage. We don't like having a lot of damage done to us. So I think what we do is, now that we've captured the base, we run back a bit. Let these folk move in a little closer to us, preferably while jumping. Let them raise their heat profiles a lot. And once they get close enough to us, we can just tear them apart at leisure, really.
Receiving you.
So, we want the white to jump somewhere about here. I think we'll reserve our actions.
Waiting for the right.
And there we go. It did exactly as we wanted it to. Okay. Someone's firing Hellfire missiles at us, it seems. So,
Receiving you.
we're gonna... No, we're gonna move Blorks all the way back. And just let him brace.
Heading out.
He doesn't need to fire right now.
Command.
However, we're going to put Medusa in a position where he can engage the white.
Roger that.
We're going to give him Vigilance. And we're going to have him unload some fire into that thing.
Giving him everything I've got.
Now, had we taken the money on this mission, we could have already started extracting out, which probably we'd have to go into this zone in order to properly extract. But for now, we're content with things as they are. And so,
Full throttle.
well, since we need salvage, we're going to have to tear these folk to shreds. So let's set about doing that. A bit less tearing to shreds than I was hoping for, but yeah, okay. Let's see how you do with this amount of evasion, Fang. Okay, just a couple hits in on the side. Nothing too extravagant. But we're going to offensive push in order to largely, well,
Roger that.
make sure that this guy doesn't fire back before we're ready for him to fire back.
Adjusting targeting. Heading out.
So we'll keep using our ace pilot evasion in order to,
Something I can do.
well, maximize our odds. We got Blorks and the Venom into the tree line. Have him take a couple shots. Now that he's cooled down and all. And I'll also take some shots at this guy before running away myself. A fair amount of damage going in his way. Move you back into the tree line. And, well, Fang's the last to move.
Firing all weapons.
Again, nothing too spectacular damage-wise, but it's okay.
Roger.
He does actually get a shot in on the Venom. Venom's armor is still holding fairly well. So, we're going to take a shot
Yeah.
with
What can I do you
Blorks.
for? I'm gonna give him the big bubble.
And he says he's going to give him the big baboom. And, well, it looked like a big baboom to me, so I'm happy with that. Keeps charging forward. Fortunately, missing with a lot of his fire. But we're happy that he's isolated from the rest of his pack. This gives us a lot of opportunity to do a lot of damage to him. We're going to expose the right side of our torso now. And the Jenner has come in. Fortunately, it's missed with everything, and it's just laser boating to high hell. And, yeah, okay. Medusa and the Wasp does not do a lot of melee damage. So I'll sprint you back into the forest, and have you take a shot with your lasers from there. And you managed to get a shot in, and another one. So, it's good. Fang, do you have shots? Yeah, you do. And we'll keep falling you back. We'll have you use some of our other mechs as cover from that thing. Oh, unfortunate. Okay. Let's actually move Blorx even further back into the tree line.
Position confirmed.
He didn't have a proper angle of fire, so we're content to let things happen this way, and we're going to reserve. Let the enemy move forward into us. Jenner misses with everything. It's pretty nice. Something with missiles doesn't miss so much, and actually does heat damage to us.
Warning.
Yeah.
Are low.
So despite the fact that the angle of fire is a bit bad from here, we're going to take this one.
Engaging target.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not the best.
Position
We're
confirmed.
going to continue this whole falling back shenanigans.
Standing by.
We're going to send Fang forward to maybe be a bit of a scout from about that tree line. See if we can maneuver around them. Once again, we'll reserve, let the enemy move first. Okay, very nice.
Receiving.
Fang can now move forward.
Moving to
Vigilance to guarantee moving before the rest of the enemies. And, well, unleash hell on this guy.
on it.
Yeah, fair bit of hell unleashed. Okay. Blorx and Venom, you do need to move forward a bit. We do need to unleash some fire.
I'll give him the whole 9 yards.
Okay, destroyed 2 double heat sinks. That's nice. Unsettled the fellow.
That hit something good. Standing by.
Let's get you into that tree line. Medusa.
On it. Got it.
Not fantastic, but not too horrible. And finally, myself and the Javelin.
All weapons committed.
Not the best. And we're going to continue moving you into that tree line. Now, Fang,
Standing
do
by.
get some nice crits in. And it's okay. And with that, we'll move you back a bit. Okay. White does get some hits in on the Wasp, and it's Medusa who's in the Wasp, so we'll have him return fire with the medium pulse first.
Engaging target.
Okay, right arm damaged. That's good news for us.
On my way.
Javelin continues to miss.
Yeah.
Guess we'll take some shots in at the Jenner. Although if we move a bit, we can get some shots in again on the White. And we want to take it down if at all possible. So, let's fire at that thing. Okay, good. Right arm destroyed. That removes its entire weapon suite.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Aha, okay. Right. So we have a dagger with 2 SRM-4s that are loaded with some sort of Inferno ammo.
Yeah. What can I do you for?
Essentially something that's really annoying to us. Okay, so a little bit of an intermission there. So, having given it some more thought, rather than firing some more at the White, I think we can safely retask onto the Jenner.
Consider it done.
And now, move back a bit more. Continue to stay evasive and rotate around the enemy.
Commander.
From this position, we only have the dagger to shoot at. So I think the best thing to do will be to shoot at the Jenner first from this angle.
Firing all weapons.
We're really hoping more of those would be hitting, but okay. Aha. Interesting. So the White decided to come in for a punch. Or a body check, I suppose would be more accurate.
Commander.
Well, that's fine. We're going to continue dumping shots into this Jenner. Preferably, we want to remove him from combat as well. But it doesn't seem like it's happening yet.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Just move around to stay evasive. Jenner charges forward. Actually get some hit in on the Wasp. Not too happy about that.
Losing lots of armor.
And we're going to take some shots at the White here because it's the easiest available target for us.
Copy that.
I was really hoping for more hits with a 64% chance, but it's fine. And we're going to jump into this tree line now. I want to get the Wasp as far away from combat as possible. And the dagger is really intent on trying to overheat Blorks. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to shoot with Blorks first.
My heat sinks can't vent fast
But
enough. I'm
that's
taking
alright.
damage.
We'll move Fang over to this position, get some flanking shots into the White. Not a whole lot of good hits in, but it's fine. And now who do we bug out first? Blorks?
Orders.
I think we try bugging Blorks out. We don't want him to overheat.
Consider it done.
White decides to run away. And Fang, I think, can be content to run off as well.
Got it.
Cool. Jenner moves first. And I think what we're going to do is we are just going to... Now we'll just sprint it. No reason to generate heat for no reason.
Full throttle.
Cool, now that those movements have been made, we are going to move up Medusa. Give him vigilance.
Location confirmed.
And you're in danger of overheating. So we'll turn off a small laser. And yeah, okay. Not the worst, not the best.
Ready for orders.
Okay. You can fire a full salvo in. Man, those small lasers really aren't doing a lot for us. And let's just move back into the tree line, as before.
Confirmed.
See what the enemy does. I think we have to reserve, let the enemy move into us. Really intent on Medusa here all of a sudden.
Damn it. Heat damage.
But okay, we can cope with this. Cope with it
Yes,
in the form of lasers.
locking in all weapon systems.
Okay, some reasonable hits in. And again, the whole meta of moving far away as fast as possible is in full swing. Now, I think we'll move Fang over to here. Give him some flanking shots.
Aye, aye.
Oh, it's a fire truck. Ew. Okay. Well, deal with the dagger first. It's the most annoying thing presently. And some good hits in on really low hit chances, so we're pretty happy with that. And we're going to go over here in the hopes that enemies will also be shooting at other things. First things first, however, we want Fang to unleash hell on that dagger before running off. Okay, good. We've managed to expose structure. And, as before, let's try running off and doing maybe a flank from the back later on. Jenner moves in. Ah. Christ alive. I really hate the Wasp.
Damn it. I got an armor breach.
But whatever. It's fine. We'll deal.
Engaging jump jet. My heat sinks can't.
Dagger moves in for a melee attack and misses. Okay. Unfortunately, it still manages to fire with all of the important things, so a bit disgusting.
Damage minimal.
Good to go.
But we're not too bent out of shape about that.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
We do manage to destroy a left leg, and that is good enough for us.
Solid connection on that one.
Okay, fire truck moves in and is really annoying us. And we've lost a jump jet.
Warning. Damage.
We've lost a jump jet. But we still have enough jump capability in order to make this jump.
Engaging jump.
And I'm going to risk a shutdown right now.
All weapons committed.
Okay, we'll take that. And we overrode the shutdown. We're fantastic.
Destroyed. Warning. Heat exceeding
Now.
recommended level.
Waiting for orders.
we're going to run away a bit, give ourselves a chance to get rid of our overheat. And the Jenner now opens up on Blorks, which is fine. He's out in the open, he's not very evasive, but we're out of range.
Ready for orders.
But if we move to here, we ought to be in range. But first, let's let the fire truck move.
Let's see if I can make something happen later.
Seems to have missed with everything. And that's a good bit of good news for us, so we will move forward,
What's up, Commander?
take our shot at the Jenner. We do manage to eliminate a bunch of its weapons by getting rid of its torso, which takes the arm along with it.
Report critical hit.
We're going to move up with the Wasp.
Roger.
Going to Vigilance, just so we can get him back into cover if necessary. We're going to turn off the small lasers, and just unload with the medium pulse. And we're not happy with that. Not one bit. However,
Standing by.
what we can also do is, as mentioned before, run Fang up and get some flanking shots into this white, which we do have to eliminate at some point. Managed to hit his head, so that's pretty nice. And as before, can we fire everything? No, just 2 things. We don't want to risk a shutdown while out in the open.
Engage.
Okay, very good. And now get yourself back into cover. Very nice.
Moving out.
Jenner doesn't have a lot to fire back at us with. And that's okay.
Something I can do.
So now we're going to move around to the flank of that Jenner. Or rather, we're going to reserve again. Okay, tiny bit of a hit-in from the white. Fire truck retasks onto Fang as well. Fortunately, he's really evasive and manages to make the enemy miss everything, which is nice for us. And this gives us the opportunity we need to get some more flanking shots into this Jenner.
Heading out.
So, good. We managed to do some nice damage, make the enemy unsteady.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Do you have shots? You do have shots from this location, but not with everything. And I want you to be able to shoot everything.
Coordinates received. Here you go, Moron.
And good, we managed to eliminate him. Now, in order to avoid unnecessary damage to Fang and the Pirate's Bane, we're going to perform an offensive push onto the fire truck. Get its side armor. Some shots go in. And the white comes in again for another hit onto Fang. And, well, he takes it in stride. So, given that the white has already moved, we're going to continue unleashing hell on this fire truck, since it's not going to move until the final activation phase. Or, that is to say, the 3rd activation phase.
Standing by.
Now, going to give Blorks an opportunity to take a shot at the flank of that there thing.
Moving out.
And we are going to risk shutdown in order to do this.
I bet you're gonna like this.
Okay. Good. You managed to override.
Critical hit,
So.
Commander. Watch my heat. I'm taking damage.
Medusa, unfortunately, your heat is awful, so we are just going to reserve with you. And
I'll do what I can.
part of me really wants Fang to just unleash hell on that fire truck, but I think he needs to run.
On it.
Yep. That went about as expected. Now, however,
Over the red line. Heat
you have an opportunity to get the hell out of Dodge, or punch that fire truck, which is more valuable to us.
Receiving you.
I think let's try to take out the fire truck conventionally. And we managed to do so. Okay, the white decides to be rather useless.
Commander.
So we're just going to go balls to the walls with this. And
Here we go.
try to eliminate him right here and now. Another double heatsink destroyed. Works, I think we'll have you fire from this angle,
Heavy damage. Right here.
largely in order to destroy a leg, potentially.
Cake.
An arm is good, too.
Firing a full salvo.
We would have much rather had a leg.
Target's taking a critical hit.
And so, in similar fashion, we'll move Fang up and have him unleash hell. A leg, man. A leg.
Take that.
Okay. So he decides not to do anything. So we'll try this whole nonsense again.
Receiving you. Confirmed.
And much better. Alright, that's the mission over. Alright, again, not much cash came in because we decided to take a lot of salvage. Both the Javelin and the Wasp took some structural damage, which means, again, we're going to be dealing with a fairly long repair time on them. However, now we have some mech parts at our disposal. Medium lasers I think we can ignore for the time being. Endo steel is nice to have, so we will take it. Now, fusion cores, again. Fusion cores are fairly pricey things. So we will take one, just in order to get our cash reserves up. We're going to wonder what a light pharaoh is. Presumably some type of Egyptian deity. And it essentially means that our armor doesn't weigh as much, if I'm understanding this correctly. Either way, ooh, this is important. +1 max evasion and +1 evasion pips. +1 accuracy with ranged weapons, a warfare suite. Any additional accuracy and evasion we can get on our mechs, we're going to be very happy to take. And the same thing with a stealth suite. So really, these parts are more important than anything else on this list right now. Okay, very good. We actually managed to get our hands on a lot of the mech chassis as well. So having these parts so that we can potentially sell off for scrap later is also very nice. Maybe we can also assemble an entire white at some point, who knows. And overall, 1 extra medium laser, some small weapons as well, another tagging system that could prove very handy in the future. And we're pretty happy with this haul. It's at least going to sell for a lot, so we're very content. And okay, so it's going to cost us 21,000 and 10 days to repair all of our mechs, and we're going to get started on that project. We didn't lose any parts, no critical hits sustained. It's just the Venom lost a ton of armor, and the Wasp took a bunch of structural damage. But it shouldn't take us too long to fix that. And one of the things we can consider doing is upgrading our ship again. The question is, do we have 450,000 to spare for additional tech points? And I think we don't, but we do have 270,000. So we will get started on this engineering project. Another thing we'll take a look at quickly before we end this episode is check out our mech warriors. What kind of yes. We have to wait until our boys no longer are fatigued in order to give them their XP allotment. Although, at present, I don't think, with the kind of XP values we have, we'll be
I'm here. What do you need?
getting a whole lot of new, whatchamacallit, skill upgrades. Though, who knows? We'll see about that. I think this XP is also taken away, due to the fatigue, out of the particular skills we had already researched. So it's just going to go back into those at the end of the day. But no matter. We'll check on that another time then. And there is one additional thing I would like to look at, and that is a contract screen. What else do we have here? We have a battle mission, another battle mission, with a poor amount of salvage, so we're not too interested in that. A fairly expensive one-skull mission. So I think overall, it's going to be time to leave this system. Though I will give some more thought to potentially completing this Clean Out the Mercs mission. Yeah. I don't know if it's worth it. I really don't. So, we will avoid it for the time being. With that having been said, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscription, or do whatever else you feel is good, and we'll see you on the battlefield. Have a good day.